Henna good shoe, I guess fast to go stray out the York, as in your torch, I knock on a newest. If I give a hug in a shelf, they give a tinus Lyme, Gamaka man a speaking to na article nilla fast your live. I miss a knock as we find your Cassona Harshain. I guess get deep a hawk down in my urine.
Hara lose Pishakun, me gammon. I is a horse med det event, och med höjda kan göra rotiken kär, I is horse garot definitely rotiken kär. Ach gaun mea susti he no how kerst ha rotiken anjelo witche med vau. As you know look at we mag ik down sich en kakoi go in so watins au fallen we op die geschach so ski so puchter en laag. Nieuw grauw het puchter en laag. Ach maar was zo. At je net grauw het puchter het.
Had ein machine so sich in us in Cadillac me fast donas va fallas aram penhuiches va kelgorcharams. Had ein machine me yin. Har fisakam kroakam de shane yan me yin ich ins kroaram kyu. Ach nursing gas salu akin boch kuchoch desne gartain. Agus va vet de chin gahoyet agus va mi a feinach ga me yin na erythema migrans sva grau fem to hana dochter svim to antibiotics sein sonchen
erythema migrans shen bra tinjost ma hou ik tinus Lyme gelachke je gastan de wietig ha usepel na krichter an nuise des agus a rorie koppige shalak feig an a da uigach ek toe agus ek des oprichen ek a dorst fast gastan
pa mi farach in go analoch nach roisem Har fisrach is a bí ma goort as a surgery a chunig me se a bhagishe go me Lyme. Sgainach mi kuteach gur tic toolsach gas charo va mi a phone go NHS va mi feinach gaif gas nach bro fisrach a gaun agus o nuair sin ha poster an ha leaflet down ha tri fein an artist a bí gemak a man a share na vai.
Vi in de plin dus net doen we niet torste mag is Gere jore sul da hostjore heen in de hiligat gachig steno kindig nach rokasten jore ha win heen het no no rut ach haromi heen khama is sul khoma lerem heen se va mi is a gere istunjel aten sul khoma
ha tinus Lyme dich tussen na spichanters na hellen en nier na haare en een ander fat a chanelle hulle dunje ha gerlochig itige fein dier an en lopperlaan. Ma hi tauchtig bro kring jagakost voet get Lyme anje hu van a shen huis de hoge koose antibiotic. Han in hage van a shen itige gekoma genasjen te getaal. Waar gaviles nung getaviles shiat dierk ha je vrouw anje kiert keef ik het se shiat en je dierk an a nuist. Keef ik het agus a hund en je dierk an a leeuwis as na hegger agus shianer an a barrai.
Ha zie je zorgig dit dan het raarste aan de nieuwst huuf tinus Lyme. Jennens wil na slugget te gunje vroeg aan de hel na marissenplek leeuwis agus na hegger ha fatte wagger kujus die geklachtige tinus gachplione na han gin en de hele nier rille.
Ha kicht Dawson na doch de kildig en de binje wilde. Hij kutjach geborst karla hinasjente ha koppiges an tuksje na sjelgeinig Lyme.
We first really became aware of it as a problem maybe about 10 years ago when we picked up we were seeing quite a lot of cases of erythema migrans and rather more than we would expect to see for something that was being described as a rare illness. So I decided to dig through the data in the practice in 2009 and picked up that we had a very high incidence of Lyme disease, and when we went back we noticed that that had been a pattern that had been played out on the 2 previous years. And since then I've been collecting data on a regular basis along with all of the practice team. And although we see fluctuations from year to year, we're seeing a fairly consistently high level of Lyme disease in our practice population.
Geinig mi geta de digach ha arst, taxi magissenplek, maar we doeliger termo.
The national figure that's quoted on the Health Protection website says that you would expect to find 0.3 cases per 100,000 patients. But that's for the whole of the UK. And they do say that there are hotspots, for instance, in the Highlands and in the south of England. But if you take our prevalence data, and this is very rough data because we were dealing with a small population, we're seeing about 1 patient per 100 head of population. So that's equivalent of seeing maybe about 1,000 patients to the 0.3 per 100,000. So it's, about 3,000 times higher than you'd expect.
Agus an hagebin gégi fig awappe. Et davile sa huns, davile sa kook dierk. Ha je nagif jarafje te gune glochleim soos va och gerichet, gedau hiert. Agus ha feunje tans, na helke anjehuk noko agus, ha trichse ruter.
It's endemic. I think it's a serious problem. And I think it's just the lack of awareness sometimes is very difficult, or an early diagnosis can be quite difficult because patients can then go on to develop the chronic symptoms or late Lyme disease. And these are more difficult to manage and more costly for the NHS because patients then may need to be admitted to the hospital or need to come to the hospital a number of times to help in their diagnosis.
Shenna hacha gan a yille big show Adam ha in nagan. Raak Lyme mek een loos aan de Leppie Hospital. Le oorwag agus ikkel, Alex gevaarlijk.
I had to have 2 MRIs and I had to stay in bed a lot and I couldn't really drink very well and I couldn't eat very well. Usually I would be water would be spilling out of my mouth and I couldn't move my face and it was really frustrating.
Back in April, we just noticed he was really lethargic and had lost his appetite, and it went on for a good couple of weeks. And we were back and forth to the GP a few times, told it was probably viral. And we asked for bloods to be taken, but they said there's probably no need for that. Then he started with facial paralysis as well. And again, we were back and forth a few times, and then full facial paralysis. And it was only at that point that really the bloods were taken. And one of the consultants said that we should really be looking for Lyme's disease.
Not all GPs can recognise the rash that's characteristic of Lyme disease. Sometimes the rash is not even there. So it would be very useful to get a test that can diagnose the disease very early. Because if it's diagnosed early, then you can give antibiotic therapy and the patient's treated and doesn't then go on to further symptoms or some of the chronic symptoms that people have experienced. For example, in the Highlands there's a lot of Lyme disease, so people may have been infected by the Borrelia burgdorferi organism and may have antibodies to it but not have the disease. So it's trying to determine whether this antibody positive result is a true reflection of the disease or whether it's just a past infection.
He's sleeping 12-13 hours a night. Appetite's back, which is good,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. And we're having difficulties with memory loss, processing issues, coordination as well. And it's still frustrating because we're not sure, is it time will tell and things will improve gradually, or do we require more treatment for him?
Now I'm getting healthier and my reading's coming back well and I'm doing good at my spelling now and I'm good at my reading and it's great fun.
Na zat ik het is aan de padden leven, ben je beraad getuid Janie Kringen, glachkische Lyme en het daviles keeg, zij volleklisch haast. Had 3 blionnen, had een dochter en een fanje het je baggen. Jinschiga mag een heie slaantje boeien in oorzaak.
I just collapsed. I couldn't get out of bed without help. I couldn't even roll over in bed without feeling really painful. I had terrible pelvic pain, terrible headaches. I just would lie at night and not feel that I could move for about 6 hours because the pain was so much. It was terrifying. Every day I would wonder whether this would be my last. Interesting. I was on doxycycline for 3.5
How
years.
Janie got borst lang en het drukkig in een neste kaart. Hoest ik de husky kagas daar ik het miele nacht. Ik lives aan een scherk blionnen. Hij kraak wil nest ik muske het drukkig in een. Hij lik alleen bij karan arbeidstje geweestje.
I feel pretty much okay from the neck down, but from the neck up I've still got symptoms and I've still got headaches. It's affected my sinuses. The last 6 weeks have been hard because it seems to have got worse, and I've even had pus coming out of my eyes.
Sé gastan a scarpage dinne seo. Beoch big, colach I tabanaldig, agus beoch fullaheid tosta sinnig agus eun. Ma ha gastan a gold fulle dunne, dui full all a beoch a giúlanne bacteria borrelia, san an ocean a give dunne en Lyme, rot a tarske sange te tricht an an nuist.
Wel, ha bechgacum gyfeil na fé y dort bwy arw na gartain. Ha na fé as na crwchtens na machrich yn ynist. Agus hat as na gari yn ag dŵne, hat farafil na dŵne. Agus ha fé giwlain gartain agus ga biag. Agus ha sy'n ligalis na gartain, tuli gartain i enw. So, ha sy'n y cwrcdiach ar y dic life cycle y tort gaif y jense barach gartan i enw. Ha mi cwydach ys mwynjan gyfeil yn arynach an y nwyist cho ma ha dadja bria ha leidja iawn iawn ha leidja mamel yn bega awn agus siad sy'n ha taryn y Lyme.
Ha usepelles an gennu kingdach gedit hulle vier hik siers as vuinke for wel dune vagar agus geduk kaach as spray noors an kunne hin fersk. Get a hagori mar farst en opper ekkersen eg bit janu sein. Hij kutjach gekra na hanier itige nu wil has kugach.
Am synkel tor gasten i de hulle beoch. Am synkel han eitje tidige vier. Is am syn siajaklu garam na sy'n toch cyddi ni'r hyn is do yenno tor môr uppis is do yenno machi tidig a la gyfelaid fi'n cynnych gydiacag agrach gydaig a noas na Lyme rates ach am sy'n gyfeim sy'n marca sŵl yn y chwmal tor fi o sy'n illa cwtioch.
Futi na kiet en gasten je weer een jaar. Agus an hage van fee egi an een nuist. Had you have ook 8 kiet an een nuist is, agus ek toer had ik doelplige van een ongeten gemiele sta hiet. Han een fee en nest nas trichking en fechking, van gewil tuinje voorjachtse koppig. Als je een tigach jevi driver aan een nuist toer, toch al jalla een tigach mis vaster togachas, als je een tigach daar grappig fechking. Aan een drein roodje wat aan de hele zuid in de schatte loheberst aan de kanetjes is de toer. Holosa honderd kat shinje, leem at de jense, gevagen wil het de gasten en een alaje en een hisso kiekje haast. Han je laat ik kiekje fatse biket ha, agus als je aan de hele van wilschi, misk grund heen, keek, misbunje her maar hol, agus daar hij hier zo raad aan de heen. Han je een vee het bontje gedunje. A hat de listen is SNH, een gummal van smaak, gus mijn beeltje heen, agus na tuinje. Had ik boeien smaakkerig, is ik figure wappen. En dan jou, aan een nuist.
We've got economic benefits from sporting and from tourism and from the actual venison itself. We're trying to maintain these benefits while trying to reduce the negative impacts. So things like deer-vehicle collisions and things like Lyme disease, the tick bird and all sorts of other diseases as well that they can pass on. And it's trying to find a balance between these interests.
Ha kut na heigachen na musk, fenkin na fee mag stagus loofig. Kut illik fenkin mag flaai. Veeuwen kutjakas a wein. Dogus zijn het diffig werken na zijn, horst rij gehele.
Obviously, the estates, they don't want to lose some of their large-headed stags that are shot on the agricultural ground. So they're sometimes less happy with a number shot there. It can be quite difficult to find the resources to manage all the marauding deer. And sometimes it's about expectation as well. There's very high expectations from the community that this problem will now be solved quickly. Whereas in actual fact, it'll probably be solved over the next 5 years or so.
Ha terecht flanne smaker hier nest aan een nuiste lukkele kutik in vissen hoge schalak offikal is son 4 vagar met hecht in faske fagebeltunje fugger. Che Philip Harding ferjuschen agus kutik na roenige geboeien smaker.
Het verder nach rood he het hier loop en narva het de sigarig dunje het het tallo kuchtjoch van naar koerig wie naatje wie ze ween. Hoe dunje ralium ze no roet maar daar is het leren als je roet amso gewoon 4 ging.
Jins Philip go, gan ronga ha da uigach go bhí I denú na hása gíri aga fanna drechflanne, agus fiús ranna sein. He skrifte agus as drechflanne, go bhfuil fellach in aga a bhí cumal féh a bhí denú damiste cruchten.
Gata sin fiachin bhí fyrtju noch. A da uigach ac yn gyn eilus no cumas a bhí cooperative con I buin yn ille. Ha sin diolch a déanú Östes I de hochge.
Húst uigach uiste túa nach bugin gaibh acal a horsgrin hagus gynne antrang in de vleonama. Hugat grin geta bega skrifte, a gaga gwyl féim a rounsa hugus an tuksin a siag ein garstein, diac a giúlein agus kimmer ha Lyme a skarper an a nuist. Húst at gwyl fé uiste túa a tors bórnach gan a nillein, agus gwyl an uigach a lúta hun a haunju van a dagak et a rochbe as a drechflanne. Jins Philip Harding ook het haar, gynne ha biks an a huigach gynne gyfi dianw hag na blionichen, a gyfrich gyfel féimer lochs machke hi kodach isesen a vi maga ag fé as leina konjarsnoch. Gyn karich is dogus uist a giakel of getaar, agus channig mirish an a dallebrok.
Wat sa isaken ha na fé an luist, kus na sluwe na haat a fé duwich geleed. Isaac Holetin, Gul Karstan, it fee, had it Kudig, had it Belgian, had it Huisgeharich, had it Eon. So, je moet doen dat je dat we come af kindje, je geharich, ha Gulverhug, Garstan.
Ha stogus de konde garbe loch science dat je no mach, na hel keld simply itting aan dit in de hound te fee, agus na hound te Garstein. Agus na hel fé ittige skarper Lyme schacht na hugin in de dinnes wie bels en ulachke.
Get de jote kliris hule vier was neisten, hanai kliris Garstan. Agus maar hanai kliris machine en hanai kliris Garstan, hanai kliris Lyme.
Ge daart je dikko a hekne fé me ha an vi skarper Lyme. Ha Caroline Millens agus Roman Beak, is saas an vi fiach an je tuksjen a sjaag einiger zijn.
The deer are very important for feeding ticks, particularly the adult female ticks, which then go on to produce larvae, or eggs and larvae, which are the next generation. Other large vertebrate hosts, such as sheep, will also feed adult female ticks as well. And deer can also move the ticks around while they're attached to them. So they're very, very important for the tick population, but they don't actually infect them with the bacteria which causes Lyme disease.
When we say deer are not a transmission host for the bacterium causing Lyme, then that's true. They're not competent to transmit the bacterium, but many studies have shown that deer can play an important role in supporting high abundance of ticks, because simply by virtue of their large size, they are capable of providing a blood meal to a large number of ticks, especially the adult females.
Fut die unne Garstan borgen, maar zijn daar wiele uwevere ek tegen bij. Get sé beochen bicke mag luchen is rotten a giúlenne bacteria a skarper Lyme, ha fé mag hustum koet gan a Garstein. Ha Caroliners Roman ag teichgein wat in ragget is an tulle rounds in over Lyme an a nuist.
And that will give us some really good baseline information on the prevalence, but also which reservoir hosts will be important in that system. And that will really be able to direct our research to particular habitats, particular sites, and particular reservoir hosts.
We're also trying to, of course, get more information about the different ecological factors that we think are important. So, getting accurate numbers about deer numbers. Where are the deer actually? You know, if they're not where the ticks are, or where people encounter, or where we find infected ticks, then we have to rethink some of our assumptions.
Graham Charlesworth na vet. Hij neste toos argeven Garstein an a nuist. Agus go go fallaf gan a dochter in Millens agus Beak ag son roundsahug. Seo mag a haike Niano. A slúter sícht de gealf hagus ag a dalú agus a céint go feed Garstein a hic a rimmehuigig. Yin se na huag amach.
Basically, the unfenced area behind us, in the 12 months of dragging, I came to 557 ticks. That's the larvae, nymphs and the adults all mixed up, 557. On the fenced area that the sheep and the deer can't get into, all the procedures were the same. the same time dragging, same time and so on, I came up with 7. The nymph is the size of a thick end of a pin, whereas the larvae is the size of a sharp end of a pin.
Gynny me gach tá díga ha cínja sa sugin in bhí gunne na fé is over an bichantas garstein agus bichantas Lyme an an nuist.
Obviously the 2 large mammals you have there are the sheep, which are a treated population. They tend to be a controlled population. They only sort of move within the township system. Their role still needs to be looked at, and we could actually say, right, yes, they are significant, so therefore we've got to increase the level of treatment, or we've got to control the movement even more. I'm afraid you go onto the red deer and there is no controlled movement, there's no treatment for them. They range all over the US. It strikes me that the red deer are likely to be the main problem here.
Ha cóg is 3 míle fíag an na lewas is na hegacatá agus gannach megávíle an an nuist. Himmag maha na hel bogach Lyme fagabil bogach fé.
It could be because we built much better agricultural ground down in the Macher and on the surrounding Blackland, whereas in Lewis and Harris there's much smaller areas around the villages. Deer tend to spend more time out on the hill. It could be a range of other things that we don't know about. The combination of the transmission hosts, things like voles. There's not many voles up in Lewis and Harris, lots of voles down here.
Maar nach eine fee ha gulbig iga arste Lyme an an nuist lewa heen go you. Ha sin an notion fakele gist, die hake overgehug.
Ma chaide sin iad na haun agus go hárid dé sin féinkin je fágan láide fel geoi go hárid idir bhil suas ó 1000 go 10,000 as na huisin. Agus ha sin tarin gastan. Varach idir sin ha a tarin ruta a goverchug Lyme gutjoch.
Ach fiag nu bioch mór, fémi bioch mór achge son full maiedig son bre. Nu bioch mór nach elfen dosi agus ha hung fensichen sjönne smú. Ek nøydach se hulle rutille ach na fé ha goverhug.
Ha anje heraun de draaste me ha gebil rottig en jaget je tachers en nuiste huven nage tunje a ha fodok an de helde tinjes Lyme. Geta a musk fagach in latigs isunte me jun kimag agus kursane haarschein. E wilsin fast ik frikkers na voorstel rein.
Ha Graham is an roin a horskan a tunje, steegte ik fianish. Fianish en je no na hei na fee is an iga arste Lyme.
I feel there should be a full review by the relevant authorities on the role of the deer, and maybe to look at the sheep and to ascertain whether they have a role in the tick-borne diseases, including Lyme disease in the area. That information should be put to the community so that the community can weigh up maybe the disadvantages that they throw up from that with the advantages of the red deer, so that the community can decide what they want from this.
Are we talking here a potential eradication of the deer from use?
If the red deer are shown to be very significant producers of the risk of Lyme disease in people, then yeah, I would probably, as a member of the community, vote for that.
Soos go mean na nungatin va Ellen van Hiegen an an megakai a fuduk gedonne le Lyme. Ik keld itiglian as na staten, jins truge va saasek an naum, mag a chagoon na hillenich na fee uluk kiertju a vagar, van a noorsan hat er lochgach dies Lyme.
So the islanders eventually, after several meetings and many meetings with our state Department of Inland Fisheries and Game and so forth, they finally decided to go ahead with a deer hunt, to eliminate the deer.
The cull was done by a company, a private company that does wildlife management work internationally, and they had set up feeding stations with a targeted sharpshooter to reduce the deer, and deer were brought in and then sharpshooted over the course of 2 years.
You have maybe 100 residents on the island, and every year you would have a few cases of Lyme disease. Since the deer were removed, the ticks have disappeared essentially from the island completely. It's not the sort of situation where you have a large population and you can say this % drop in Lyme disease occurred with this amount of reduction of deer. It's been quite challenging, actually, in the U.S. with studies to show what degree of reduction in Lyme disease you'll get for a particular degree of cull of deer.
Ag as an nuist agus scóla galapach. Seo uspel nicht genúis va var sláint in an siar agus I tost fiskathe gan a chláin dé sugin gaisan a dhéanú be hinnes Lyme a tain.
Ro dunne seo idir ó gart an mar seo. Ro cvíta go.
Jún sich a tóg hústad.
Gynnyrin gyd y gachgych yn rygbyg yn gyd wani son y hwle biach agos y hwle dyngu. Fain mar yn tŵl wani agos cydda cat fel yn gastan agos tŵn dyna mwgwrs. I'r cwla bri hwyr mi aes, fa mi smwydyn gyda mat scabno fydd gen y fan, so fa mi pigiga agos rhain ysgar iddo lafacol.
Chanel sy'n yr son statach oedd eich dwynig ol ymach sy'n fi cosiach sy'n fi dol y cwych gymwys, clawn fi mwys, chanel y gwnnart chodona my gas dw corym o hen o chwtchach. Sa sy'n yr son ffysifiach gyma yen ydych syliad o chwddores gyffeich gyda garstein y gwna bydd gysyn ysteg an ystog gynnans y coed y ffeg yn y corbach gyhen yr hiles at ysteg a sy'n fy mwy.
Hag o goni eldas no age ga hug ag tinnes Lyme getaal. Het jach a bacteria anje hug gefiús toshach na hochgeten. An an nuist a diw ha var sláinte skarpen na sungingæf de jisrach.
Fashion ek dractor rally an nuiste toe was stol ak in an hens fashion y brin dynia. Fashion y sheltin kemar fydd at y mach na garsten. Fashion ko agricultural show eist jes fashion ag EDF. Agus cwtach chwysyn y leaflet agus y booster, chwysyn pac yn chwlysgol as na hilan yn sir, chwyd y chwlysgol as na hilan yn y mach y booster agus y leaflet, idd e-mail chwn y chwle tai ag y chlawn na ha registered as y chwlysgol.
Lyme disease is an infection passed to humans by the bite of a tick.
Se age vagach ag dinnes hag alap goleg ha Janie ag iri kutjoch.
We've put a petition in to Holyrood to try and get more done about Lyme disease. We want to achieve 3 different aims. One is better testing, and then better treatment, and better education.
That bwyd parliament var gach party me kur taiki immers Janie. Se heiste nesgetal a dig geriav ag dreamshein.
Some of the projects that we'd like to do is to look at ticks and see how many are infected. If we were centrally funded, that would give us some more staff that would be able to go and do this on a regular basis.
Ha see hus an jetter am getal, fagabilu an the fatte vaga konnorst Lyme gelochker an a nuist na tigmor na fusig ille in ille.
As me hjún se gas Gian is on a grach horsti dörst han nide vucht dunje tollichtes. Ach am saker keleur am gut is hini in a draste son ach jano kinjach gele duvesin is stude gela kerst.
Maus y tucsyn, mae'r chwtich ystw hyn y mwych as yn arynioch. Chanir ffeim sy'n bi am gybydw. Gyffeim yn eigl y fi ort. Ffeim ydw gyrwch smwngyn. Ha cheart o cwtrymoch gwycht y fi y mwy y ffain. Eich gyrsych. So am ysys mwyn y lys y ffysrach y mwy yn ys chadwyn y tor na siar ie.
De rota hullet in je kieri, se tjara minnetjach nach gav agakametlish, eg dee tiga ha gulve hug Lyme ha aars te hale an een nuist, ag is dee do je sjerges an fein kuitese. Ma hik sullige hug ag shen, ag is ma lute so hullet in je konlach gan een nu names, ha kogge maun gedik la oer, var nach bi Lyme ha pikante.